If you think your happiness is somewhere else, then you're never going to find it. You can choose to change at any time, and choosing to stay unhappy is a choice. You either settle for the life that you have or work towards the life that you want. Simple. Hey guys, it's Lisa and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe. So for today's video, we're going to be talking about why a lot of us choose to stay unhappy with ourselves and our lives because we fear change. The reason why most people aren't willing to change is because they're used to their comfort. They're comfortable, so changing can be such a scary thing for them because they don't know what's out there. They don't know what's on the other side. So that's why people stay where they're at, because it's comfortable. They don't challenge themselves enough or even at all to want to change. They talk about how they want to change and be this and do that, but aren't willing to put in the work. Why? Because they're scared. I do believe that people want to change. People desire the need to want to change, but aren't actually willing to put in the work to do so. They're already used to what they know, so they find other reasons to justify why they can't change and start blaming outside circumstances for the reason why they can't change or why it's difficult for them to do so, when those outside circumstances has little to do with you wanting to change. I believe that change must first happen on the inside. Then you'll start to see outer results, because life is a reflection of our inner world. The change you are looking for is more internal than external. You should always strive to find inner peace and inner fulfillment. And let's face it, change is a lot of work. It takes so much mental work as well as physical, but it also requires a significant amount of emotional intelligence. And I think that's where most people struggle. Having the emotional intelligence to be able to navigate and understand and manage the emotions that arise to that change or to change. There is definitely anxiety generated by changing and the disappointment attendant to not changing. So like I said, people aren't willing to do the mental work because it's too much. Most people just can't handle it. They don't have the courage. They don't have what it takes because they're afraid. They're comfortable where they're at because it's easier to maneuver around with what they already know because they're familiar with it. So change can be a foreign concept to them because it challenges their whole life, their beliefs, their identity, and pushes them out of their comfort zone, something that they're not familiar with. A lot of people that are unhappy with themselves and their lives love to blame outside circumstances. They also think that their happiness is somewhere else. It's like, if I had this, then I will be happy. If I was here, or if this happens, then I will be happy. And that's really your ego talking, because the ego is never satisfied. It always wants more, and more. If you think your happiness is somewhere else, then you're never going to find it. Happiness, true happiness, is not something that's outside of you. Happiness is something that you have to gain from within. And let me rephrase that. I don't even want to say happiness. It's more so finding joy within yourself and being content within yourself and your life. Because we're not always happy. Like, life isn't always la la land. We all have our moments. Like, there are times, but it's also about maintaining that joy within and finding and doing things that keeps you grounded and at peace with yourself and with your life. And also having gratitude keeps you in that state of joy and contentment. A lot of us use our past and our circumstances that we grew up in as an excuse for being unhappy or staying unhappy. They think, oh, the way I grew up was terrible, which is why my life sucks right now and why my life is terrible. Or the way I grew up was so terrible, which is why I'm unhappy and unable to change because of my past. As if we're living in the past. They believe that that's a good enough reason to stay unhappy. And if you believe that, then that's what's going to happen. But no, we're not living in the past. Life is happening right now as we speak in the present moment. And at any time, you could choose how you want your life to look like. You can choose to change at any time, and choosing to stay unhappy is a choice. And this is not to disregard anyone's feeling or true events that did happen to you in the past. I'm sure you didn't deserve any of it, but it comes to a point where you have to take responsibility and ownership and take control and take back control of your life as an adult. Stop blaming outside circumstances for the reason why you're this way or why your life is this way, and take control of your life. Some people even make it their whole personality to just be unhappy. They're like, oh, I'm just an unhappy person because my life sucks. Or that's just the way I grew up and that's just the way things are going to be. Like, no, babes, you're settling. You're settling. You either settle for the life that you have or work towards the life that you want. Simple. Your current lifestyle is based on the thoughts, the choices, and the actions and the decisions that you make. So, what do you want to decide? Do you want to keep living in the past and stay unhappy and keep blaming and pointing fingers on who or what made you this way? Or do you want to leave the past in the past because the past does not define you, it doesn't exist, nor serves you anymore, and focus on moving forward in the present moment and be the change you want to see? Change may be scary, but what's scarier is staying the same. You either stay comfortable and settle for the life that you have, or upgrade and build the life that you want. But you have to have the courage and be willing to put in the work. Because who are you waiting for? Who are you waiting for to magically come and change up your life? Who's going to do that for you? This is your life. You are your longest commitment. You're literally going to be with you for the rest of your life. So, and I feel like the reason why most people feel lost or don't know how to start or where to start is because they don't know what they want. For that change to occur, you first have to figure out what it is that you want and act on it. And you have to remember, change isn't something that happens overnight. You cannot rush the process, okay? If you want long-lasting, profound change, it's going to take some time and consistency. But one decision changes everything. That's indeed how you start, by making the decision. And one final thing I want to say, so hear me loud and clear when I say this. When people see others trying to change up their lifestyle and just basically trying to make something out of their life, doing things differently than they normally do and changing up their routines and stuff like that, they're the most people, well, I wouldn't say most, but they face so much hate and negativity from others. And the reason is, when they see them putting in the work to change up their lives and work on themselves, and they see that it's actually paying off, it's like a reality check for them. It's like it disturbs something in their spirit, so they start to project because they feel called out. They feel like they ain't doing enough, you know? They feel called out because they know they're not doing shit for themselves. So they project. They hate, they act miserable and negative towards others that are actually trying to better their life and better themselves. So they're like, oh, hold on now, you're doing a little too much. You think you're better than me? You think you're better than everybody else? Girl, pipe down. Like, it's actually so funny because people want you to stay in the same place. They want you to stay stuck. They don't want to see you do better, or at least better than them. They want you to stay stuck and be miserable just like them. So when they see you actually doing better than them, they project. They also find thrill in just like hating on people and talking about people because their life is so uninteresting and so fucking boring that if they talk about themselves, nobody will fucking listen or care. So they talk about somebody else that's actually doing better than them. And not that they're necessarily better than them. It's just like, I'm not out here hating on others for living their lives or trying to better their lives. Like, you know? So of course I'm better than you. What do you mean? But others that get it, when they see others wanting to, you know, just change up their life for the better, they get inspired. They get motivated. They're like, if they can do it, then so can I. If they can change up their life, so can I. Because what makes you so different from them? Literally nothing. Nothing. Except that they have the courage and motivation to do it. And not everybody has the courage to do so. Some people love to sit on their ass, pointing fingers, hating, and blaming everybody else when they should be pointing the fingers this way, to themselves. And if you're watching this and you feel called out in any way, then good. That means I'm doing my job, and take this as a sign. And remember, not everyone is going to understand you and what you're doing. Not everybody is your audience. Not everybody is for you. Okay? The people that get it, get it. And the people that don't, simply don't. So keep focusing on you and focus on your craft and simply let them. Let them be miserable. Okay? Okay, guys, that's all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys later.